It seems someone has acted faster. Those two, they're my uncle's agents, Sage and Acorn.
Those are not real names.
Yes, we address each other by code names. Handy identifiers in a crowd. I'll keep you updated on the family members' code names we encounter, along with any other details you might need. Seems like they are looking for something as well. It's only natural my uncle wishes to retrieve the lost items. But my presence might raise a few eyebrows.
You can find a way around them and continue investigation.
Yes, you try and loosen their lips. If memory serves, they are senior members, having served under my uncle for years. Regulars at margaritas. Talk business with merchants and wine with drinkers. Engage their interests, and their words will flow like a river. As for the rest,
I'll improvise as needed. Acorn, Sage.
Hey, that's you they're calling.
No, that's both of us. But I don't recognize this person.
Neither do I. Listen up.
Acorn, Sage.
Okay, you got the names right. Must be family. Who are you?
I'm Cat's Eye, new to the family.
Cat's Eye. Doesn't ring a bell. Probably one of those new recruits after the Carnival.
So, what do you need? We are just about to wrap up and grab a bite at margaritas. Still got a lot on our plate today.
Strike up a conversation about being a newcomer. Strike up a conversation about margaritas.
Oh, margaritas. Nothing quite like it, huh? And a pizza? Oh, it's a favorite in my circle, too.
Always a solid choice when on the move. Perfect spot for a bit of catching up.
You know, the last time I was there, I heard talk about a thief stealing from the vault. Is that true?
Well, cat's out of the bag now. See that house right there? That's where the thief lived. We came to search for clues.
Did you recover the stolen goods?
No, not yet. We've looked everywhere, but found nothing.
To be honest, I doubt we'll ever find them. The thief has probably sold everything off by now. We are short on manpower. It's a needle in a haystack, if you ask me.
Buzz doesn't seem too worried. Is there a plan B?
Well, our boss is the Padrino's son. He has his methods. Our job is to follow orders, not to ask questions. Just do what we're told and do it well.
That's right. If you spot anything unusual, keep an eye on it. Could be your big break. With a bit more time, I think you'll do just fine.
Time to meet up with Carlotta. You rendezvous with Carlotta after her investigation and share the information you gathered.
so they found nothing. That makes no sense. Everything that happened recently ties back to the vault. If Uncle wished to protect his position, he'd be quick to retrieve the items and resolve the situation.
Maybe he's in control all along.
Curiously, Bennett was last sighted in the vicinity of Liberty Square, where you met Uncle. Last night, I was investigating the area before I happened upon your private meeting. But when I brought
That
this up with him
explains.
afterwards, he didn't seem
I
privy to
see.
any details. As for my search of Bennett's home, nothing of note turned up, just as the two agents reported. I found no spoils, not even the faintest trace of them being stored or moved. Everything about his living space fits the profile of a typical Junior Vault employee. I also asked around about Bennett after our previous collaboration. He was ambitious, but never greedy. I was even told he refused a bribe offered by a business associate during an operation. The Montelli family is ever generous with wealth and opportunities, welcoming all who aspire to make their mark in Ragusa. Mere profit would never make him betray us.
Members bring the family glory.
For now, more evidence is required. The entire matter might need to be approached from a different angle. Shh. Hold still. See that man over there, the one that looks like a grey dove?
Without making a movement, you follow Carlotta's line of sight. Not far away, a man partially hidden is frequently glancing in your direction. He seems to be observing you and Carlotta. Noticing your gaze, he immediately starts running.
After him.
Quick! I clicked too fast. Run, boy, run. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. You're not gonna run faster than I am, old man. You really think you can outrun us? We're full-fledged resonators, hello? Who the hell do you think you are? Really? Think you
Nowhere
can
to
run?
Now it's time for a proper chat.
These old creaky bones of mine. Did I offend you? Or are you just chasing down every passing soul? Never thought the Montellis would grow so aggressive.
No running, no chasing.
He had no choice but to run. To escape his past and sever any ties with the Montellis. Right, old Duncan?
I must admit, you have an annoyingly good memory. It's remarkable that someone of your rank would remember a man such as myself.
I will never forget that stormy night. Nor any of the members who were caught in it.
Sadly, I've no desire to be remembered. To me, Montelli is only a name of the past. There were moments of joy, but they cannot make up for my loss. Now, I only feel tired.
You say one thing but do another.
Why go back to what you claim to have left in the past? Unless there's something you can't ignore.
You were standing across from Bennett's doorway, and your clothes are still damp from the rain. You weren't simply passing by, you were watching. What were you looking for? Or, should I ask, what did you hope to find?
I don't know.
You don't know.
To grieve for my last friend in the family. To blame him for being so reckless and greedy. Or to figure out how this fool ended up in such a mess. Hoping to find the lost items and settle his debts, so he may rest in peace. I tried to persuade him to leave with me, but failed. In Ragusa's game, the Montelli family has only two options. We either play to win, or are forced to leave with nothing. Every Montelli has a chance at their desires, but what's the price? They stake everything they hold dear. Family, love, faith, principles, and even their life. Now, his ambition and greed have cost him everything.
But you can decide when to leave the table.
Most people find acceptance easier than change, as change demands the bravery to face uncertainty. No great endeavor is without its perils. So yes, if the Montellis are to drive the change and push past current barriers, the path ahead will be anything but easy. The family exists to withstand what an individual cannot, and accomplish what might otherwise be unattainable. But within the family, each Montelli still enjoys the freedom of choice. Your leaving is a testament to this, is it not? If you're willing, there is still much to be done for Bennett. His terminal, the alleged stolen goods, everything but his body remains missing. Given your familiarity, you might help us in locating these items.
Bennett's death may not be as simple as it looks.
In that case, you might want to speak to Scarlet Velvet.
And who is that? And who is Velvet Scarlet?
The leader of a network of commoners seeking freedom in Raguna. They had close ties with Bennett. If he was really stealing, I'd wager they were complicit. And that said, with their recent fallout with the family, I can't guarantee you'll find them, let alone talk to them.
We have little choice but to try. Now, let's go. We're off to the most reliable source of information in Raguna. This is the place.
The best place for information is a pub?
In Raguna's market, they say fortune seldom favors those who lack a taste for fine drinks. Among traders, there's a secret code in the way drinks are mixed. A base of bitter almond and mint, for instance, usually signals danger and death. But some have devised their own, more private codes.
So it's not just a drink, it's a conversation.
Yes. This area is essentially a neutral zone in the city. No affiliations, no restrictions. With the ongoing feud between Scarlet Velvet and the Montellis, finding her will be difficult. But I've heard they have eyes and ears here, so all that remains is to order the right drink, watch the crowd, and let their reactions lead us to Scarlet Velvet's contact.
Greetings. What will it be today?
A Scarlet Velvet ribbon, please.
Scarlet Velvet? An uncommon choice. Perhaps the one you seek is waiting just as patiently. May you both find what you've come for.
Kirsch, whiskey, and cherry tomatoes. Does it mean revenge? Blood orange gin. That drink you have there is quite rare. Would you mind telling me what it means?
You will know it when you need to.
Ah, a riddle cloaked in mystery. You don't want to share, huh? Oh, sorry. I am just simply enthralled by symbols and codes.
What grand schemes occupy your time?
I've been exploring how drinks might encode numerical values through alcohol content or vintage, perhaps. But lately, I'm starting to wonder if the drink itself even matters.
The key to any language lies in the shared rules and agreements between both parties. With that in mind, the same drink or even the same object can be given countless meanings. Much like how my people and I sometimes improvise codes with whatever's available.
For an instant you feel a gaze from where you got your drink, but it vanishes as soon as you turn your to look.
Sounds like you've been at this code research for quite some time. Mind if I ask you a question? Do you know when the bartender started his shift today?
Carlotta suspected the bartender.
Let me see. I got here quite early, and he was here about the same time. Probably around 8 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
Anything else I can get you? Or is there a problem with the drinks?
No, we're here for you.
As expected from a Scarlet Velvet informant, you are smart. In a place like this, a bartender is the perfect cover. The least noticed, but with the best view. You mix every drink and pass every code. You might not understand all of them, but nothing of importance ever escapes you. So this Scarlet Velvet ribbon is meant for you. Am I correct, sir?
Well, well. It finds its way back to me at last. A drink of trouble, I'd call it. Contact has been made, and by the rules, a conversation should follow. but Scarlet Velvet has decided there will be no further dealings with the Montellis. The partnership is broken, and whatever bond you had is all but gone. If you do meet up, Lady Carlotta, aren't you afraid things might turn ugly?
We're here to solve problems.
It's rumored that Scarlet Velvet's decision to end our partnership has something to do with a Vault Keeper named Bennett.
Surely you don't believe that nonsense.
Then what is the truth? Bennett was recently found dead in the wild. The dead are silent, but you are not. So let's talk.
Wait, Bennett is dead?
So there was a connection after all.
That complicates things, I'm afraid. I'm not sure if trusting Montelli is a wise choice, but in memory of Bennett, if you truly are as noble as he believed, go to Whisperwind Haven after dusk. I will inform Scarlet Velvet.
Terminals are divine artifacts from the Sentinel, brought to Rinascita by the first Primus. What you possessed were nothing but privately made replicas, existing solely by the grace of the Primus. How dare you defy our cleansing of such blasphemy?
We never stopped asking the Order for permission to wear the terminals, but every single request is denied. You won't even tell us why. You've controlled the terminal supply, and the family stopped trading with us. These are all we have left. Why should we hand them over?
I can sense your fervent desire for the artifacts and the blessings from the Sentinel. But whether you are worthy of the terminals is for the Order to decide.
Who the hell do you think you are?
If you willingly part with your wealth in devotion to the Order's divine cause, the door to forgiveness might still be open.
It's always a threat
But
with these
should
people.
you persist in your defiance, we'll have to escort you to the penitentiary for judgment.
People are quarreling there.
The Order and the Commoners. It must be Scarlet Velvet causing the stir. The Order's arrogance is known, but such blatant actions. Is it because we're far from the heart of the city? Let's first address their troubles, and then we'll have a proper talk. Still recognize me? Take this!
Alright.
Ah, the Montelli's second daughter, and this year's laureate. I suggest you tread carefully and avoid crossing the Order and the Sentinel, especially not for the sake of mere commoners.
Really? Oh, we're doing the commoners thing. Okay.
Must I remind you again? Trading reserved terminals is a breach of the discipline.
All I see is you taking what's rightfully theirs.
We paid good money for these. If you're taking them, you owe us a refund.
Yet the very traders who took your money have seen the error of their ways and reported your dealings. They have sworn to repent for their illicit production and cease all trade with you.
Illicit production traders? Is he talking about the Montellis?
How sad, Miss Carlotta. Such loyalty to your family, only to be left in the dark. No one bothered to inform you, did they?
Oh, please. My ties with the family are not so fragile as to be shaken by mere words. The fact that we're having this conversation at all means that you cannot ignore my status. Wouldn't you agree? The Sentinel and the Primus have declared free trade as our undeniable right. Scarlet Velvet is always entitled to trade as they please, regardless of their previous partnerships. You preach the doctrine, yet fail to adhere to it yourself. If I were you, I'd be on my way to the penitentiary. Willful transgression is the worst blasphemy one can imagine.
Mark my words. The day Montelli is brought to its knees by the Order and Phasalia will be the day you beg for the Sentinel's mercy.
Get out of here with your stupid shit.
When that day comes, all shall be under the Order's control, and it will not be long in coming.
Oh, boo-hoo, I'm so scared. Get out of here. The acolyte departs with his entourage.
Ernesto, the bartender, said you needed to see me. You may have just offended us, but you heard it. Your family has left us in a mess. Frankly, I don't see the point in having this conversation. But since Ernesto said it's about Bennett, I'll give you a minute, for his sake. Speak quickly.
What you heard could be another lie from the Order.
Regardless of the bigger picture, your side ended the deal. We were informed at short notice to stop all trade. And it's not just the terminals. No more jewelry, perfumes, and all that nonsense. You saw what happened today. Not to mention, I haven't seen him on telly for nearly 2 weeks. Where were you when we were fighting against the Order and the Phasalias?
Montelli has been dealing with its own troubles lately.
There was a slight issue of a traitor in the vault, so our hands were tied.
You sure don't beat around the bush.
A direct approach works best at times. Actually, what that acolyte claimed is news to me. Surrendering control and ceasing trade are not in the Montelli's vocabulary. The Montelli creed has always been family first and a pioneering spirit second.
With your grandfather, maybe. But he won't be around forever. When Capello takes the helm, you won't have a say. The real question is whether we can get our trade back on track. Can your family still be trusted? What I need is a solid promise from someone in charge. Can you do that? One thing's for sure. I don't want to see the family who first broke the monopoly to trade with us commoners end up defending it.
Okay.
I'll speak with my uncle and grandfather to see what happened with our cooperation.
You know what? This is supposed to be your family's business. Why am I saying this to you? Excuse my earlier words. So, Ernesto told me Bennett's gone. What happened? He seemed fine the last time we met.
Some say he got what he deserves for stealing from the vault. And there are rumors that you helped him fence the stolen items. Of course, we think there's more to the story.
Good judgment there. The rumors are nonsense. Fencing stolen goods? Please. Bennett used to handle our shipments for the vault, but everything was above board. Nothing shady, okay? He knew his stuff. Never took advantage of us, never budged on prices either. For him, it was always business first, friendship second. When he was running late, he'd stay up at that hill sometimes. We even set up a shelter there after it happened a few times. That's all. Come to think of it, he did stay there for a while the last time we saw him. Asked us to stash something too. What was it he said? I hope we don't need to use it.
So Bennett left something behind on purpose.
Seems Bennett may have anticipated the trouble ahead. I wonder if you might show us to the shelter. We'd be most grateful.
There's an entrance along the coast. Go straight down the road and you'll see it. What's your business there anyway?
To test our hypothesis and see if there's anything of importance hidden. Ooh, we go. Let's go.
Watch out.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Mentality?
There. I've not explored anything yet, so this is nice to see. Did not have time to explore yet.
The lovely smell.
Hello. Beyblade. Okay.
You can tell someone was here. Look at the mess. Perhaps Bennett deliberately arranged it this way as a cover. We'll each use our senses to search. Then let's gather and analyze the clues we find.
Alright. I'm going to use the sensor, yeah? Okay. You notice a slightly faded oil painting. The woman in it wears a serene and enigmatic smile. As you look closer, you see the pencil marks of the letter ML and CL in the woman's eyes. Okay. What does that even mean? You spot a small, delicate rotor device, but you have no idea how it's opened. You decide to take the device and inspect it later with Carlotta. Alright. There's a third one. There. You come across a tattered book. As you flip through it, nothing seems out of place. Maybe this is what Bennett left. You decide to take the book and inspect it later with Carlotta. Okay, I guess that's it. Let's talk about it. You share the clues and the items you found with Carlotta.
Something is strange here.
That is?
These items aren't exactly rare, but they're not everyday objects either. They seem out of place here. Looks like Bennett left them deliberately.
Indeed. But what I find strange is these items. Don't they seem familiar? Do you recall those 3 lines from the anthology? The ones Bennett sent me in the photo?
There seems to be a connection there.
Thy eyes guide my course in the tempest. The woman in the painting here seems to stand in the gloomy rain, but her eyes remain bright.
This line refers to the letter ML and CL in the eyes.
Like the secret code in drinks, what matters is never the object themselves, but the shared rules and agreements between both parties. Now the book. It appears to be about winter, which is likely related to the second line, 40 winters.
40 winters. Try page 40. You flip the book to page 40, and there written in large numbers are 1, 9, and 0.
The last one is a rotor device. The planet
revolves right twice and a half. You and Carlotta rotate the device 2.5 times to the right. With a click, a slip of paper pops out, showing numbers 4, 6, and 8.
MLCL 190468. That format. It's a vault storage code. Of course it is. Bennett was a vault keeper. But what was he trying to convey in such a cryptic manner? 4 letters. The highest clearance level in the vault. Could it be? Hold on.
Carlotta? Yeah. You asked me to keep an eye out for Bennett's terminal. Well, I found it.
Amazing. Where did you find it?
Yeah, that's for me to know and you to wonder.
Is that so?
But
What the hell?
it was not in good shape after what it went through. Yeah, if you can use it at all, the data and the records inside might need to be recovered.
Understood. I'll have someone pick it up for restoration.
Wait, what now? What, you're not even gonna check?
Check on what? Why are you stuttering?
No, it's nothing really. I'm just worried it might be too tricky to repair.
No. Something's going on your side. Are you being threatened?
All
No,
right.
someone is definitely
We'll
threatening.
inform you when there's more to share.
Or see what item the code represents.
We're returning to the Montelli quarter first. The terminal will be fixed there. As for the codes, we'll figure it out once we arrive.
Alright, let's get.
You might not know this, but Bennett was never granted the highest clearance in the vault.
Isn't that a good sign? It means Bennett might not be guilty after all, just as you suspected.
But it's replaced by another suspicion. One I am reluctant to entertain, but I'm forced to consider.
Is your uncle?
Only grandfather, uncle, and I.
Yep, it's
have the
definitely
highest
uncle.
clearance.
Thank God he's evil. We can finally put him down and get him out of the way and let Carlotta be the next head of the Montelli family. Let's go! I hated his guts the second he talked to me, and I regretted ever saving him in the story. So this is great.
Liberty Square. Our proximity. The vault's security clearance. A traitor among the top brass. The indifference towards the stolen goods. And the authority to end dealings with Scarlet Velvet. There's someone all evidence points to. Were I to entertain it, it all starts to make sense.
Yes, let's go.
Uncle. But if it was truly him, the heir to our family, who betrayed us, wouldn't that be utterly absurd?
So he can get all the power to himself. He's gonna do whatever it takes. People who are deluded with power and want all the power in the world, they would do anything. Even betray their own, like he was already gonna be. But I think because he sees Carlotta as a threat to his position. That's why he's trying his best and doing everything in his power for no one to disturb that ceremony for him to take the family for himself. I think that's what the grandfather's talking about earlier, about people are doing everything in their power to take down others for themselves to go to the top. I think he already knew the betrayal and he was so sad about it to the point that he just did not want to talk about it, you know? He did not want to out him. I think that's how it is.
Now all that remains is to see what the code reveals.
There's only one way to find out.
Might clear our doubts.
Yep.
Or confirm it.
Yeah, I hear it in her voice. She doesn't want it to be
I'll
true.
be with you no matter what.
Yeah, let's go.
So, let's see where this leads.